Today's decision context, I would argue, is interdependence, complexity, velocity, speed, and transparency. And this is what policymakers are frequently calling, uncharted waters, volatility, unpredictably, wicked problems, turbulence, and vulnerability.
This uncertainty creates types of anxieties that actually both creates a dual retreat. The retreat on the part of politicians and policymakers from certain types of action because they feel bound and constrained and judged and mistrusted, but also the retreat of citizens into various options that give the illusion of control.
How do people manage to act at all? How, when they in fact do not have the information available to know what the correct answer is, do they find a way of acting?
How do leaders lead despite uncertainty? How do we govern? And how do policymakers, elaborate policy within this extremely uncertain world, an anxiety-ridden world?
The most important, I think, cause of the uncertainty around the government's ability to manage migration is that the dynamics have changed. The volume of recent immigration over the past generation and the rate at which it has increased, especially in countries that are new to immigration, has fueled public anxiety about how fast communities and the broader society are changing.
The great novels and even the lesser novels have done a great deal to prepare the way for integration, if you like, in various cultures.
The narrative we favour can affect the way we perceive things, it can affect the way we engage with and manage facts. If I'm very strongly wedded to a particular narrative, challenging my view of the facts is unlikely to change my view. It may just alienate me.
If we understand the moral worldviews that are behind an issue, how they are framed or structured, then we can better understand why people view an issue the way they do.
So for a society to work, and for a society to work openly, it has to engineer enough trust that my sense of agency is not a threat to you, and your sense of agency is not a threat to me.
The primary responsibility of policymakers seems to foster human relationships. That everything that policymakers do needs to be thought about in that context.
Contact works most effectively by changing the way we feel about other people. It's a direct interpersonal experience, meeting someone from another group. And we find that it reduces negative feelings, and primarily we talk about something called intergroup anxiety there. We talk about the anxiety that you feel as a member of your group meeting members of another group that you're not used to meeting.
This is the territory we need to fight on, thinking about imaginative ways of engaging with people's views on immigration, realistic ways that politicians will be prepared to run with, not, however, seem to lecture them or try and change their views in an underhand way or bypass democratic debate through sort of legalistic or managerialist approaches.